How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about former film producer Harvey Weinstein finally being sentenced for the crimes he was convicted of in New York, which include third-degree criminal rape and a criminal sex act. For those crimes, he has gotten 23 years in the penitentiary. That's quite a long time if you're Harvey Weinstein, because he is no spring chicken. He is 67 years old, so that'll put him right at 90 before he gets out, if he serves the entire thing, which he probably will, or at least very close to it. This does not include any charges from LA, because those have yet to be filed. They are coming, don't get that messed up, but they have not been filed yet. That's a whole separate case, and there could be multiple charges that he gets tried and or convicted of. So we can't include that. People are trying to say, oh, 23 years is not enough. You got like 80 plus women. First of all, we don't know if all 80 women are telling the truth. Just because a person is charged with a crime does not mean they're actually guilty. You got to go through the process and then find evidence, find any kind of witnesses, find corroborating statements, something to link the man to the actual crime to find him guilty. Okay, we all have due process. You know, Harvey Weinstein is saying, I'm confused by the case. There's no more due process. Well, sir, I mean, you've had a trial. I mean, you're going to court, you're presenting evidence. Now, if there's evidence that was false, if there's a thing that's there that was not included in previous cases of other people that have done this, or in current cases right now, then let's go ahead and see that. Let's bring it to the forefront, but don't just say there's no more due process. No due process would be, it's like a kangaroo court. It's already decided, and that's just pretty much how it goes. I don't think that's the case in this particular situation. Now, if you don't know about Harvey Weinstein, I'll back up a little bit here and explain to you what's going on with him. Now, this guy was very well known in Hollywood, and he had what some would call a casting couch, allegedly. You know, that was a thing about him for a long time. Everybody knew about it. You know, he's schmoozing up with Oprah and Meryl Streep and all these people. Meanwhile, you have a casting couch where you got these young girls coming to Hollywood talking about, how can I get on? He's like, I know how you can get on. You could do X, Y, and Z for X, Y, and Z. How about that? That's pretty much what was said about Harvey Weinstein. But what he also allegedly did, which is why he's in jail right now, was forcibly attack women and assault them without their permission. Okay, that's what he has been charged with and ultimately convicted of. And I think this sentence is going to have an effect on not just the Hollywood industry, but also just on regular people. Because when Bill Cosby, nope, I said it right. When Bill Cosby got locked up, people were saying, oh, what about Harvey Weinstein? What about this person? What about that person? They still out here roaming the streets. Bill Cosby got railroaded, this, that, and the third. Well, you can't say that anymore, at least not about Harvey Weinstein. Now, there are other guys out there in Hollywood that have done a thing like this, but where's the attention on them? Where's the people coming forward on them? Sometimes it takes for a movement to happen to come against very powerful figures that are out there in Hollywood doing whatever they're doing to people. Because a lot of Hollywood don't really care. As long as they can get their role, as long as they're getting their check, as long as they're getting their money, as long as they're advancing their career, whatever's going on behind the scenes that does not involve them, they don't really care about. And quite frankly, some of these stars that are out there will voluntarily go and get with Harvey Weinstein or get with a Bill Cosby. See, the thing is, it wasn't just a casting couch. They were just attacking people as well. You know, I don't even think Bill Cosby had a casting couch. His whole thing was, you know, spiking women's drinks and raping them. That was his, that was his whole MO. And there was a pattern. You see, you can't just, have one accusation, two accusations, and you 80 years old. Okay, at that point, I'm thinking it might not be a whole lot there. If there's no evidence, if you can't really prove it directly, it might not be a whole lot there. Maybe there is, but probably not. But if you are Bill Cosby and you're America's dad, you are the least suspected person of doing the thing like what he was convicted of ultimately and accused of throughout the years. But obviously something's going on. You had 60 women on the front cover of a magazine that came out against them, people that were not trying to gain anything, people that had their own money, some that may have been trying to gain something, some that were not having their own money. Okay, there was a mixture there, but it was not just one kind of individual. It was a diverse range of people that were coming out against Bill Cosby. Same thing with Harvey Weinstein. And another thing about this is that the whole casting couch situation with Harvey Weinstein and the Bill Cosby rumor about Bill Cosby had been going on for a long time. People that star on the Cosby Show even came out and spoke against it. Other stars kind of kept a tight lip, didn't want to say too much, trying to be politically correct, all this, that, and the third. All right. So, I mean, at a certain point where there's smoke, there's fire. I think the bigger issue here is the culture of Los Angeles, of Hollywood, of the film industry. People would do whatever to get into the industry. They see the glitz, they see the glamour. They 18, 19 years old. They want to come to LA and they realize that it's not all it's cracked up to be. They realize that it's going to be very difficult. People come out there, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Within 2 years, they're on Skid Row, shooting drugs. I might be kind of exaggerating, but sometimes it's how it goes. They come out there, no family, no plan, just trying to make it, and they're willing to do whatever to get on. And some people are trying to be in there without having to stoop down to the lows, and then they get victimized. That's just kind of how that works. So, yeah, shout out to Harvey Weinstein. People are taking bets on Twitter over under how long till Harvey Weinstein kills himself or quote unquote kills himself. Is he going to survive in jail? Hopefully he does not go to the federal detention center or the federal penitentiary. Do you know that in the same federal center where they found Jeffrey Epstein, quote unquote, suicided, they found a loaded gun? I'm talking about like an actual handgun, not some kind of zip tie gun or a slingshot with some rocks or acorns in it. I'm talking about a real deal gun, you know, like a semi-auto. You understand what I'm saying? From what I hear, could be a revolver, probably semi-auto. And they sell, and it took them 8 days to find a gun. My thing is, okay, why do you need 8 whole days to find a gun? How hard can it be to find a gun? You can't really conceal that. You can't just hide that in a crack in the wall or something. I mean, you really got to be going through some extremes to, number one, bring a gun into the jail, but also hide the weapon. If you can get a whole gun into a prisoner cell, not just somewhere like in the mop bucket outside, into a prisoner cell behind under their pillow, if you can get that in there, then I don't have faith that a person like Jeffrey Epstein or Harvey Weinstein or anybody else is actually safe in the joint. Either they're going to get suicided or they're going to take themselves out. That's kind of how that goes, but maybe he'll survive in there. I mean, I don't know what he has to live for. You're 67 years old right now, and you still got LA charges to deal with. Maybe he'll try to appeal it. I don't really know, but I digress. My whole point is that this could be yet another situation where somebody gets silenced because Harvey Weinstein was a very known guy in Hollywood. He may have all the keys to the city. He may know all the secrets and all the dirt and all the muck that surrounds the entire Hollywood industry. The same as Jeffrey Epstein knew a lot about a lot of different people all over the world. You're talking about Prince Andrew from UK. You're talking about prime ministers and sultans and presidents and kings from all over the world that he knew about, that he was bringing on his Lolita Express, taking them to the pervert island, okay? But a guy like that in the penitentiary, and they're trying to say to him, hey, you know what? If you give up the president of Gibraltar or whatever kind of random country, we'll let you get out. They're like, no, we're not going to have that. Let's go ahead have him suicided right there in the jail. Could be the same thing for Harvey Weinstein. If he does die soon of suicide, don't believe it. Just wait for all the facts to come out. Unless you show me a videotape of him doing it, then I'm like, I'm not really buying it. And even if I do see a videotape, has it been altered? Has it been manipulated? Was he coerced into doing it? Was he forced to do it? This is going to be a situation you got to keep an eye on. I think he was actually in Rikers Island because he's not in a federal situation yet, but keep an eye on him. You know, especially when he has the LA thing come up, keep an eye on that. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think Harvey Weinstein deserved to get 23 years in the penitentiary? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or did he not deserve to get that amount of time in the penitentiary? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. I think that the time was probably appropriate. And I do believe it was inflated because of prior allegations. My thing is, you are innocent until proven guilty, but when there's a pattern of allegations of weird things happening around you for a very long time, like I've said, when there's smoke, there's fire. Third degree rape and the Criminal Sex Act, it's kind of hard for people to really get around that when there's evidence to support their claim. I've not seen what the jury has seen, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. So I think they have a better viewpoint than I do just sitting here at home talking about it. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.